All right, everybody, it's that time of day. It's time for Pick and Roll on the Board YouTube channel, the NBA content division of the Hammer Betting Network. And we're celebrating yet another winning day on the channel, on the show. 2-0 yesterday. We are 1-0 on the pick and roll bet we had on this show, but the big SGP was once again a winner. It's getting a little bit crazy at this point. 5 big SGPs, minimum plus 250 odds. 4 of those 5 have been winners. So if you're missing out on that additional content, you're missing out on some amazing profit, guys. So you need to be subscribed to the channel, have notifications turned on, and also we had some amazing support on yesterday's stream with a ton of likes. Let's go ahead. We can get to 75 today. We were really close. Like, we might have hit it yesterday, but smash that like button. We did?
We actually hit 75, so it was amazing.
Well, let's go. It was 2-0 again yesterday, so let's do that again. Smash that like button to support the content we have coming for you guys, and also for the 3 picks we have on the way today. Just going to reconfirm that we do have the lines available. Things have been crazy. We started a bit late as stuff with moving around today, and yes, can say indeed that we have the numbers that we want. All right. Pulling up, first of all, we have a play at FanDuel and 2 at BetMGM. The first play is a straight player prop on Joel Embiid to go over 32.5 points for minus 111 odds at FanDuel as the Pacers take on the very, very poor defense of the Indiana Pacers. Second play is in the Clippers and Nuggets game. The Clippers have been owned by the Nuggets in recent matchups in the recent history. So we're going to take Nikola Jokic on a same game parlay. It's minus 105 at MGM and DK. DK wonky depending where you are. So MGM to make sure you get these prices. We have Nikola Jokic over 10.5 rebounds, 8+ assists, and 25+ points. So it's kind of like the Scotty Barnes play we had yesterday where not quite PRA, but we're expecting a big night from the player. And the third pick, sorry, I had the teams wrong here, but it is in the Heat game who are visiting the Charlotte Hornets. We are going to fade LaMelo Ball in this minus 105 SGP at MGM DK. Actually, it's plus 100 right now if you're on right now. So MGM just confirmed it was plus 100. LaMelo Ball under 26.5 points. Bam Adebayo over or 18+ points rather. So Ball under 26.5. Adebayo 18+, equivalent to 17.5, of course. So 3 picks in play. Let's go to Joel Embiid first of all. I hinted a little bit at the poor defense that they are going to be playing against. But yeah, talk us through Joel Embiid and why you keep going back to 76ers players.
So last game, he had 37 points, and it was a pretty much below average game for Joel Embiid, as he shot 12 from 26. So he shot 46% from the floor and still covered this pretty easily. And in the second half, he was pretty much feeding Maxi to get to the 50 points. Like the game was already like double digit win, and they were just feeding Maxi so he can get his career high in 50 points. So he wasn't that aggressive in the second half. But Embiid had 26 points in the first half, and I don't think we'll see anything similar today. Like I expect big game from Maxi again, but he's not on the board. I was like pretty much split between taking Maxi or Embiid, but you don't have Maxi open, so it's pretty much like easy to just pick Embiid here. The defense against Embiid was just single coverage against Miles Turner, and like if Embiid gets single coverage, like even against a good like Miles Turner, he'll just feast there, and I just think like another probably like high 30, 38, 40 game for it is on the cards tonight. Ubre is out, so last game we just saw like Maxi and took everything, like almost every possession, and pick and roll is improving between him and Maxi. So I really like this spot for Embiid.
Makes sense completely. Really tough matchup for the Pacers to go up against. They've been like just a fun team to watch this season because they score like 130, but then give up like 130, 140. So tons of points happening in these Pacers games. And that should bode very well for Embiid in his matchup here. All right, second play that we have, it's in the Nuggets and Clippers game. As I mentioned, Nuggets have fared very well in this matchup in recent history, and we're taking the big man, Nikola Jokic, on a 3-leg same-game parlay, over 10.5 rebounds, 8+ assists, and 25+ points. What's the handicap with Jokic against this Clippers team who have struggled since the James Harden trade?
So let's first start with Jokic playing at home. We all know, like, he first of all, let's start with the assist. Like, he's playing at home, so this should be like easy smash spot. We bet it so many times and we got it again. So he covered this in last 38 or 40 games at home. So going with assist again makes total sense in this kind of matchup. That's the first part. Second part, his rebounds. He had double-digit rebounds in every single game this season. Last 5 games, he had 13 or more. 14 against Dallas, 16 against Bulls, 14 against Pelicans. Last game against the Houston Rockets, he had 21. So like, his rebounds are also great. Clippers have problems. So last game, they were like out-rebounded by Biombo and some crazy stuff. So I just think like Jokic should thrive in this game with rebounds. Also, he can stay up, like, just be close to Zubats and be close to the rim and just get every rebound and try to, with getting the rebounds, he can try to get some transition going. So that's great stuff for Denver. And also scoring. Like, Nikola Jokic scored 35 or more points in last 3 games. 35, 35, 36. He scored 25 in 8 straight games at 25 or more points. Like, he, without Jamal Murray, every possession is going through Nikola Jokic. And as I said, Clippers struggle so far. They have so many problems, and I don't see them stopping Nikola Jokic in this game. Like, I don't think they have any chance. So I'm going with this kind of single parlay because, as I said, assist at home 8+, like a smash spot. Points the way he's playing, also smash spot, and rebound just make a ton of sense with how it goes lately.
Yeah, the Clippers have just not been at it since James Harden has arrived. 4 games with James Harden, they've lost all 4. James Harden himself is minus 67 on net rating. Net rating doesn't tell the full story, but this Clippers team, I'd like to talk about them a little bit later on as well to discuss where things are going wrong. But let's move on to the third play before we get in over there. First of all, we have the LaMelo Ball on the under. We had 2 overs on him in the recent week, but we're going for an under on 26.5 points. And we also have Bam Adebayo, 18+ points. This is minus 105. It may have been 100 when you got it as well, but minus 105 was the play we were willing to take here. So, Pips, talk to us about this one and the matchup.
So I'll just be short on Bam Adebayo one. He scored 18+ in every game so far this season. Hornets are one of the easiest matchups, so I just think without Hero, he should be like easily going over this line. I wouldn't be surprised if he scored like 30 points. So like, this is just the follow-up with LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is the main part of this bet, and I actually bet him 25 under. It moved to 24, and now we are taking 26 in the parlay. So LaMelo Ball played 9 career games against Miami Heat and didn't score more than 19 in any single one. Average 14 points against the Miami Heat. Miami Heat are just know, like, Bam Adebayo is mostly on the level of the screen, pick and rolls. If he switch on LaMelo Ball won't be able to score on Bam Adebayo, at least not consistently. LaMelo shot 50% from the 3-point line in 3 out of the last 4 games. That's not sustainable, especially with the shots he's taking. But I think his line is a bit inflated with, like, he played Wizards twice in the last week. And he played Dallas. Also, I will say poor defense, especially on the point of attack. They don't have anyone to guard there. So, like, he had easy matchups that I think inflated his line a bit too much. So I think this spot is worth taking. Also, Miami did great defending, like, pick. So last 3 or 4 years, Miami was first best or second best pick and roll ball handler defense. They allowed the least points to pick and roll ball handlers, and Spoelstra is always like focusing on that part of defense, just moving the ball out of hands of the main players. And yeah, everything works for this bet. Also, Lamelo is a big guard, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Butler on him, or maybe even Highsmith. So yeah, I just think this is a very difficult matchup for Lamelo Ball.
All right, completely makes sense on that one as well. So those are the 3 picks that we have for today. Also, some pieces that I wanted to discuss. Well, first of all, let's talk about yesterday's bets. It was another winning day on the channel. 2-0 with the one play that we had on this show yesterday, the Scotty Barnes play, which I can't believe that won, but it did win, and it took a monumental Wizards collapse to make it happen. But hey, we bet against the unserious Wizards for a reason. Second one was the big SGP. Let's go to the big SGP first of all. Plus 340 odds. It was Julius Randle, 3 different lines. It was Porzingis 3s, and it was the Celtics money line. 5-legged parlay, but pretty much like comfy all the way through as expected.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this one. I will just say, like, I was torn between betting it in 2 SGPs for the show, or just doing a big SGP for our new content. And I decided just to combine everything for a big SGP. And yeah, it was pretty smooth. Every line was easily cleared in third quarter. Porzingis just smashed spot threes against the drop coverage of Mitchell Robinson, like always. His 3-point shooting, like field goal attempts, are crazy against Mitch Robinson. Also, he seems like to love playing against the Knicks. We all know what could it be. And also, Randall, I mean, I won't say hate. I don't like Randall as a player, but he does have like a big usage, and he must do some positive regression, or just terrible start to the season. So yeah, I think like great spot. Also, AJ Barrett being out helped a bit, even both Boston Wing and Julius Randle numbers. So I just think like when Barrett was ruled out, like our chances of winning increased by like 20% and made this a bit more easier.
Yeah, and the second play was the Raptors game with Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is definitely a 4th quarter player, has been for over a year now. So always held out hope he could cover, but I wasn't expecting it. In the end, he finished it with 19 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Couple of key moments that helped him cover here. Number one, Kyle Kuzma ran over to his bench, begging them to challenge a call, which they would have won had they challenged, but the Raptors just kept played quickly, and was a 5-on-4 while Kuzma was complaining to his bench. So Scotty Barnes gets a free layup late in the game. And also there was one play. Siakam was amazing, 39 points, but one play, Siakam smoked a layup. Scotty Barnes got the rebound and put it back, which gave him another rebound he needed. And it also gave him an extra 2 points, which he needed. And not to mention, Scotty Barnes got the defensive rebound on that same play. So some late heroics here. The Raptors, I believe it was a 22-1 run to close out this game and win by just the 4 points. But Scotty Barnes, yeah, why don't you talk to us about this bet a little bit as well?
Yeah, like at the halftime, it was not looking great, but the Raptors were down. So I was expecting a big second half, and we got it. The least, like, the points were the most difficult one to cover, which was a surprise. I would say the rebounding one was a huge problem. I was the most concerned about that one, because when I saw him defending Tyus Jones as point of attack, like he was so far away from the rim to get rebounds. And in the fourth quarter, I think you guys were playing Flynn, Malachi, and so he wasn't defending point of attack anymore. He was close to the rim, and then he got almost all the rebounds in the fourth, which was like I expected that to be the thing from the beginning. So he will
Yeah.
get like 15 rebounds in this one.
Well, the thing was, the Wizards shot 65% from the field in the first half, so they weren't missing.
Yeah.
So there weren't any rebounds to get. And then late in the game, like the 22-1 run, they missed a lot of shots, so he got a lot of rebounds.
But I'll say, like, okay, the offense. I expected Barnes to score at least 2 putbacks in this game because Wizards are the worst defensive rebounding team in the league by far. I mean, Williams had like 25 plus rebounds in the last game against the Wizards. So I just expected
offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Alone.
So I expected some buckets there. So yeah, we got there and like I say, with 5 minutes left, we needed 1 point and 1 rebound. So yeah. But the thing is, like I spoke it on Twitter. I don't know if I told you that, but our SGP had 50 plus combinations where our SGP wins and over 33.5 PRAs don't win. And I just can't think of many like spots where PRA goes over and our SGP doesn't cover. Like and we get a way better price on our bet. It's like a bit of math and probabilities into it, but I just calculated it and it didn't make any sense. Like
yeah, I didn't realize.
Yeah, so we had 100 and plus 110 and over 33.5 PRS was minus 130. And I think our spot was like higher chance of hitting. And it ended up like we hit not easily, but PRAs was under, points stayed under, and rebounds and assists stayed under. Every line stayed under and we won. So I just think like if that doesn't tell you how valuable SGPs can be, like this is the proof of it.
Very interesting. I know you were thinking about taking the PRA, but it just kind of got too far away. But yeah, this didn't even consider that the PRAs didn't win. Some of the lines didn't win, but the SGP here going the lower lines for each of them does win. So interesting way to have that. And hey, it's been working. It's an 11-1 run on the show. Great stuff there. Again, we want to remind you guys to smash that like button. But before we go, I do want to have a quick word about the Los Angeles Clippers with you. 0-4 since the Harden trade. Just has not looked good. On top of that, yesterday was probably the worst it got. A loss to the Memphis Grizzlies, who are now 2-8. Where are things going wrong for the Clippers since this acquisition of James Harden?
So many players, my turn players on the same team. Like I watched the entire game against the Grizzlies, and Kawhi Leonard was going nuts. Like he was like posting up, they ignore him. He was trying to get the ball of like some dribble hands off, they ignored him. Pavel shooting too much, Westbrook shooting too much. Like it's there is no flow of the offense. Like they're just taking turns, and Westbrook shooting like 13 to 14 times a night when you have Kawhi shooting 15 and Paul George shooting 15. Like your most efficient players lose shots to the guys that are not as efficient. That doesn't make any sense. And this is probably like it's difficult for as I'm a Croatian, but this is probably by far the worst Zubac's ever played. He can get rebounds. He can set proper screens. He's terrible on defense. Like so far, he just sucked, man. Like terrible. And I think they need to stop starting Westbrook, and they need to just keep him on the bench and tell him like, come on, guy, like come on, Russ. You need to be like facilitating and hustling, and that's it. And don't shoot 15 times a night because you are the worst. The most inefficient player on the team. Like you have so many options: Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Norman Powell. Like so many efficient options on the offense, and you just go to Westbrook, and he's huge problem on defensive side. Like he is complete garbage on defense. He's like ball watching all the time. Guys cutting behind his back, getting offensive rebounds near him. So yeah, it's difficult. James Harden. I don't know. I watch him play and he creates good stuff, but he's playing like it's a pickup game, like no effort. Like he's not. So yeah, difficult spot. I think they could make it work, but some things need to change. And as I see it, Westbrook needs to go off the bench.
Yeah, from day one, I said Westbrook shouldn't start. Obvious, but he's starting. Clearly not working. Harden needs to take more catch and shoot threes. He hasn't done it in his career, but like he's just got to start doing that.
I saw the interview where they asked him, and he said like, "Yeah, I was stupid. Like 2 times he got wide open. He dribbled it and got blocked
Yeah.
on the step back." And he said like I'm just not used to it. I'm working on it. I'll try to get there. It's difficult. My entire career, I was never getting those, and it's difficult and to get used to it. But he's working on it. So like he was honest. Like at least he said like I know it was my mistake. I'll try to be better. Like that's okay mentality, but he needs to be more bought in the game and just don't look like so casual. Like he looks so casual, like playing pickup games, and need to buy in.
Yeah, Ty Lue's got some big decisions to make. I think he also has to start worrying about the team and their performances over trying to keep everybody happy, because there's a lot of players who want the ball. They're not all going to get it. And clearly what's happening right now isn't quite working for this team. So we'll see how he adjusts. But in the meantime, we'll try to profit against the Clippers and the dysfunction because they're included in one of our bets for today. First bet we have is Joel Embiid over 32.5 points. We got that from -111 at FanDuel as they're taking on the Pacers. Here is the play against the Clippers. We're taking Nikola Jokic to go over 10.5 rebounds, 8+ assists, and 25+ points for -105 odds at BetMGM or DraftKings if you have that price available in your area. Third play, Heat at Hornets. We're taking LaMelo Ball under 26.5 points. We paired it with Bam Adebayo, 18+ points, and we also got -105 odds there at BetMGM and DraftKings if that is available in your location. Quick question from the chat before we wrap up, asking from Anthony if it's still worth taking LaMelo Ball under 24.5 if they don't have access to those lines. How do you feel about that? It's the same price or it's actually -110, but is there something that you'd play this down to, or are you strict on the 26.5?
I mean, I played it myself at 25.5. I would say at 24.5, I will go half a unit because I know he will have huge usage. I just don't think he will be efficient enough. He's down to some regression on there in a terrible matchup. So I'll say if you don't have this, just bet half a unit on it, and that should be okay.
Understood. So there you have it. Those are the plays for today. Want to remind you guys to smash that like button before we go. I see we're at 47 likes on the stream today, and I know we can go and hit 75 again. So like the stream to support. Make sure you're subscribed as well to keep updated with all the content. I see some people that said they're missing out on the big SGP YouTube shorts. Make sure you have notifications on. And also, if it's not working for YouTube, you can also follow us on Twitter at @TheBoardHQ. Hit the notification bell for our Twitter account because it'll always post at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, reminding you guys when those come out on Monday and on Friday. But for today, it's just these 3 plays. Let's have some fun. Let's hope they cash these in and continue the elite run we're on. 11-1 run on the channel. Chance to go for 3 more tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time for some more from Pick and Roll.